Welcome to Phoenix News, exclusively here on Phoenix TV. In this first edition of Phoenix News, we'll bring you some news from within the club, some things happening at the Ultram Ice Dome, and also some news from around the league. Some of that news is a little bit more rumour than actual cast iron news, so we will stress that up front, that they are rumours, but where it's absolutely kosher, we'll tell you that for sure as well. But rumours do certainly keep the conversation going wherever you are, whether you're at the rink, at work, or even in the pub. A little bit of rumour doesn't do anybody any harm, unless it's out of order, of course. But we'll try not to do that. Other parties like to do that. We'll try and keep it as close to the straight and narrow as we can. Let's look at things within the club at this moment in time. And a good weekend for the Manchester Phoenix. Two good performances, although the results were one loss and one win. Friday night saw the Phoenix travel across the Pennines to Sheffield and absolutely dominate the Sheffield Steelers on their own ice. The Steelers got off to a good start, to give them credit, with goals from Ashley Tate and Jeff Le Guy. But after that, the Phoenix laid siege to Jody Lehman, and somehow he kept them at bay with just the one goal coming back from Sean Stark to make it a 2-1 result. 43-17 the shots on goal in favour of the Manchester Phoenix, and quite how we didn't get anything from that game, I'm not sure how that happened. But we didn't win the game. We had to progress on Sunday night. We had to get back to winning ways. And the rest on Saturday, I think, definitely helped the Manchester Phoenix. Belfast had travelled over on Saturday morning. They had to travel over to Hull, and they had a tremendous win in Hull on Saturday night, thrashing the Hull Stingrays 7-1. Although it has to be said that Ladislav Kudra, the starting goalie for the Hull Stingrays, was only in net for 2 of those goals before he had to leave the ice. He tweaked a knee in training, and so the Stingrays had to play Tom Chamberlain, and Tom Chamberlain faced 39 shots. He did concede 5 goals, but having said that, the reports are that Chamberlain played very, very well. But the Giants came to Manchester in good heart on Saturday night for Sunday night's game against the Phoenix, but the Phoenix were in no mood to let them carry on where they'd left off on Humberside. 6-1 the result on Sunday night. Tremendous effort from the Manchester Phoenix, some excellent hockey, some great speed. And nice to see Brett Cloutier back in action. Everybody agreed with that. Andy scored a goal. Sean Stark with a brace as well, earned him the man of the match. And that superb short-handed strike from Simon Mangos that, of course, put the game beyond any doubt whatsoever. And all in all, a very, very good night for the Manchester Phoenix. A good crowd, a tremendous atmosphere, and that's one thing that is certainly growing in the Silver Blades Ice Dome on game night. The atmosphere really is beginning to build up absolutely marvellously. You know, we just need some more bodies in there, and it really will become something akin to a bear pit with the volume of noise that you guys produce watching the team. Now, away from the team itself, let's just look at a couple of things within the building. Everybody is commenting about certain aspects of the Ultram Ice Dome now that it's nearing completion, with the seating in behind the box office end, and of course within a space of a few days the correct stairways will be in place, and then everything will be totally ready to rumble. The VIP hospitality suite is now operational, and that bodes well because it gives the club the opportunity to invite corporate guests, and that could lead to more and more supporters coming, and of course more and more corporate help for the club in terms of sponsorship and advertising, and that's all very, very necessary to keep the club in a good financial situation as we progress through the season and obviously long into the future. But elsewhere within the building, people have commented about the heat and about the condition of the ice, and of course the players are the first to talk about the condition of the ice. After all, that is their working ground, that's their office, so to speak, and if things aren't right in the office, everybody complains. The ice has been far from perfect in recent weeks. Everybody's aware of it. The rink management are aware of it. And of course, Phoenix management are aware of it too. And these matters are being addressed. In respect of the heat within the building, there's some extra cooling has been fitted in around the ice plant room, and that will help dissipate the heat from the plant room. Because even though it's producing ice, it's a bit like your fridge in your kitchen. If you put your hand around the back of the fridge where you've got the grilling, it's invariably hot. For some reason, fridges are hot, and the ice plant in the building is no different to the fridge in your kitchen. So the effort to get the heat out of the building is absolutely imperative, and there are extra measures being installed as we speak to help move that heat out of the building, to take the ambient temperature within the building down, and that in itself will have a knock-on effect on the condition of the ice. Now, a couple of things that are happening in terms of the condition of the ice that may be of interest to you. It's certainly of interest to the team and indeed the visiting team and of course the game officials. The Zamboni, it's not strictly a Zamboni, it's an Olympia ice cutting machine. There is subtle differences between the two, but we needn't go into massive detail on that. But one of the additions that's been made to the Olympia machine is the installation of a hot water tank. Now you might be thinking, why do they need a hot water tank on the ice cutting machine? Surely the hot water will have a detrimental effect on the ice. It's exactly the opposite. The hot water is exactly what's needed. When the machine goes round and cuts a layer of ice off, it lays hot water down, it freezes actually that much quicker and it freezes that much smoother. That's better for the players for obvious reasons. Smooth ice is way better than rutted ice. Now the other thing that's happening within the rink within the next few weeks is the yellow boards that go around the rink themselves. They're going to be changed. New kickboards have been ordered and they're deeper kickboards, and what that will enable the rink management team to do is to reduce the thickness of the ice. Everybody knows that during the summer, or certainly from when we moved into the building in late February, early March this year, there were problems with the thickness of the ice and indeed the level of the ice. It wasn't level because water, unbelievably, doesn't freeze level. Everybody thinks gravity will pull it down to one level. That isn't the case because there were high points in the sand base, you get high points in the ice. That has largely been addressed, but what hasn't been addressed and is shortly to be addressed is the overall thickness of the ice. And the idea is change the kicker boards, the yellow boards as we said, around the edge of the rink, cut the ice and take it down, and we will be able to take in certain areas up to 2 inches off the ice. That will help the condition of the ice, help the condition improve and stay in good condition. The big thing it will do, particularly for a team like ours, it will make that ice quicker. The thinner the ice, the quicker it is. And as everyone's aware, Tony Hand has built a team that's got good speed in it, and the sooner we can get the level of the ice down, the sooner it will become a bigger advantage to the Manchester Phoenix in home games. So I hope that's a little bit of information that you might not normally be aware of, and hopefully over the next few weeks we'll see the evidence of that come to fruition. The temperature will come down, fingers crossed, because certainly some of the people who sit above the ice plant room and that's invariably visiting supporters have expressed concern about the heat up there. One guy from Coventry commented that it was akin to being sat in a sauna, which is rather ironic when he was sat in an ice rink. But now let's turn attention around the league and we'll come on to some rumours. And I must stress at this point that these are rumours. These are total conjecture. A lot of phone calls being made, a lot of things going around on various internet forums and what have you. But these are rumours which are going round from fairly well-informed sources. But I must stress these are unconfirmed. Now, listening to those rumours, there are all sorts of potential happenings going on around the Basingstoke Bison and possibly the Belfast Giants, and maybe too involving the Nottingham Panthers. Let's have a quick look. The Belfast Giants, there are rumours that they're going to make changes to their roster. One of the rumours is that Philippe de Rouville, the goalie, who played actually quite well against the Phoenix last Sunday, that he could be on his way out of Belfast, and could he possibly be replaced by Great Britain netminder Stevie Lyle. Stevie Lyle is rumoured to be a little bit unhappy in Basingstoke, and could he be looking for a move? If de Rouville moves, it would seem a fairly obvious choice that Stevie Lyle might be going across the water to Northern Ireland. That is, unless the rumour coming out of the East Midlands has got any fact in it, that possibly Mike Ellis, the Nottingham Panthers coach, is thinking of a change in his number one netminding position, with Rov Niniak possibly on his way out of Nottingham. Again, I stress this is conjecture because the goalie in Nottingham is an extremely popular character with the Panthers fans, and Mike Ellis might have to put a tin hat on if he decides to move him out and bring in another goalie. But if he does, could Stevie Lyle possibly be heading up to Nottingham? We'll just have to wait and see. The other rumours coming out as well, little rumours again involving Belfast and Basingstoke. Could Stevie Thornton be leaving Basingstoke? Could Stevie Thornton be going to Belfast? Who knows? There were rumours in the last 3 or 4 days that Steve Thornton could well be heading back to Sweden from whence he came to join the Basingstoke Bison. Then there's an even fresher rumour come that Steve Thornton could be headed to Switzerland. Could there be a link up there with Chris McSorley in Geneva? Because of course McSorley previously coached Stevie Thornton with the GB squad. Who knows? Again, It's purely conjecture, it's a rumour, we're just going to have to wait and see how things develop. One thing that does look relatively certain, if anything is relatively certain on the rumour mill, is that the Belfast